Here's the first one right here on Backstrom. He cruised in and he let him have it, so Backstrom's like, okay, I'm awake, and then there's the second one.
Okay, I guess nobody is safe when it comes to playoff Ovechkin. What's going on, guys? Rob Pizzo here with your first playoff breakdown of the year. We're going to do a couple of these each and every week, right up until the point where the Stanley Cup is awarded. Now, all of these series just kind of getting underway, so I'm not going to take a deep dive into those just yet. But we are technically near the beginning of the playoffs. And every year, right about this time, there are three topics that always come up, and people love to argue about them. So I want to hit all three of those topics in this video, and we're going to start with the President's Trophy. Now this year, the Colorado Avalanche needed a win on their last game of the season to clinch it. Obviously, this comes with more than just bragging rights. As long as the Colorado Avalanche are alive in the Stanley Cup playoffs, they will have home ice advantage. And the odds makers in Vegas probably took that into account when they made them the favorites to win it all. But trust me when I say this, finishing first overall in the league, historically, has not been a recipe for success. They started giving this award out back in 1986, so we're going to start there for a frame of reference. It's been awarded 33 times. Guess how many of those 33 winners went on to lift a big silver trophy over their heads at the end of the playoffs? The answer? 8. Yep, that's just 24%. Also, 7 President's Trophy winners were bumped in the first round. The last team to win the award and win the Stanley Cup was Chicago back in 2013. Now, I'm not saying the Colorado Avalanche aren't going to win the Stanley Cup. In fact, I picked them before the season started, and I picked them at the beginning of the playoffs. I'm just saying winning the President's Trophy guarantees you absolutely nothing. Okay, topic number 2, the Conn Smythe Trophy. Is there another award in sports that has people changing their minds on a game-to-game basis? You'll see a player score 3 goals in the first 2 games of the playoffs, and suddenly everyone wants to give him the award. Now, I kind of understand why. It's the only playoff MVP in major sports that takes the entire playoffs into account. This is not the Super Bowl MVP or the NBA Finals MVP or even baseball's ridiculous process of giving out MVPs for each series. Now, do I have a pick this year? Absolutely not. But in case you were wondering, here were the favorites going into the playoffs. Okay, and finally, topic number 3, Sentimental Favorites. Every year, there's a group of players that deep down, every fan kind of wants to see win the Stanley Cup. And the reason is usually pretty simple. They've been in the league since the day before forever, and they still haven't won it all. I mean, who can forget Ray Bourque finally getting to do this in 2001?
Stanley Cup champions, folks. Ray Bourque and company, all smiles.
And this year is no different. And just because I'm a broadcaster and I'm supposed to stay impartial, doesn't mean I don't have some sentimental favorites of my own. And since the Olympics are right around the corner, I'm going to give you my gold, silver, and bronze medalists. Let's start with the bronze. And that bronze goes to Jason Spezza. This guy not only still loves playing hockey, but he's been a huge asset for this Leafs team. He's played almost 1,200 games in the NHL for 3 different teams, and seeing him finally win it for his hometown Leafs, I think would be pretty cool. The silver medal, Carey Price. Look, I know this is a long shot. Like a really, really big long shot. But Carey Price is one of the best goalies of this generation. He's won everything you could possibly win, and he finds himself near the top of every stat for one of the most storied franchises in NHL history. It'd be a shame if he retired without a Stanley Cup. And finally, my gold medalist, I think a lot of people are going to agree with me on this one, Jumbo Joe Thornton. He was drafted when I was in high school, and here I am talking about him when I have gray hair in my beard. And when it comes to beards, Jumbo Joe is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I remember being pretty surprised when I heard he was going to the Leafs, but I think he's really helped them out a lot on and off the ice. Would love to see him lift Lord Stanley. And I did an unofficial Twitter poll this weekend just to get your opinion on this topic, and man was I ever flooded with responses. And here were the names that came up the most often. So there you have it, the 3 topics we always argue about at the beginning of the playoffs. Man, I love this time of year. See you later this week.